welcome to Craft Time with Emily on NSK TV. So I'm so pleased to be here again, and today we are going to make some fabulous spring flower gardens. Aren't they cute? Primarily made of an egg box and cupcake cases. So let's break it down. So the first thing you're going to need is an egg box. So I hope you've been eating plenty of eggs since our last craft time when we made a fantastic St. George's dragon using egg boxes. So my egg boxes are coming in really useful. So this is a simple 6 egg box, and the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to paint it green to create the garden, the grass effect. Now, don't forget, at any point you can stop this video and you could rewind it and watch it again so you can follow the instructions and gather all of your materials together. So we're going to paint our egg box green. I'm just using a very ordinary children's green ready mix paint. And we can paint the whole box. Now, if you've got lots of time, once you painted your box, you could let it dry. But you know what? I'm not very patient. And actually, it's okay. If you want, as long as you're willing to get a little bit green, you can keep carrying on with the activity. But if you prefer for it to all be dry before you carry on, then you can go off, have a play, do something else for a while, and come back to your dry egg box. Okay. So, once you've painted your egg box, what you're going to do is you're going to take a pair of scissors and you're going to make 3 holes in your egg box. Now, if you are little, you will need to have help with this because you need to be very careful that you don't cut yourself. Okay, so this might be a part that the adult does for you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 spots for my flowers to go. So I'm going to have one in the corner. I'm just going to make a little hole like that. One in this one. Now, because the paints were actually, it makes it very soft and very easy to do. And then I'm going to do one in the middle at the back. So I've got a hole here. I've got a hole here. And I've got a hole at the back. And you'll find out why in just a little while. So it doesn't quite look like grass at the moment, other than the fact it's green. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of card. Now, fortunately, I have got a piece of green card. Don't worry if you haven't got card. You could use paper and you could colour it in. You could paint it to make it green. And if you don't have card, so you can either use paper or card. Card does work better because it's a bit sturdier. If you've got white card, again, paint it or colour it, which is lots of fun in itself. Once you've coloured in or got your card to be green, you can cut it into a little strip. This is like a rectangular shape, which is about the same size as your egg box. And I'm going to carefully get my scissors and I'm going to give it a fringe by just cutting along. They don't all have to be the same size or width because this is grass. They're not soldiers. So we're just making a grassy effect by cutting down. Be very careful that you're not cutting your fingers, and you don't need to go all the way to the bottom. You're leaving a nice border at the bottom. And this is our grassy effect. And we're going to stick this along the bottom of our egg box. Now, if you want to, if you're making this for somebody special, you could put a little quote or a little note at the bottom. I'm making this for my mom. So I'm going to write, where flowers bloom, so does hope. And I'm going to write that with a nice dark pen so that it will show up. So you could even make up a short quote or a short poem, a lovely message, even if you're making it just for yourself. So there's where our message can go. And you can stick this onto your egg box, either using double-sided sticky tape, which will work best if your box is dry. You could use a very strong glue. PVA glue may work. You might need something a bit stronger for this bit. But as I say, when the box is dry, it will accept less strong glue, which is the benefit of letting it dry. So PVA glue, fantastic thing to have for your crafts in the house. Or if you're super lucky, you could use your glue gun, which kind of never fails. So I'm going to, as my box is wet, I'm going to use my glue gun. But on this example, I let it dry and I did use my PVA glue, which worked. So I'm going to just put a little strip along the bottom. If you're using a glue gun, they get very, very hot. So please, please make sure that there is somebody supervising you at all times with a glue gun. So I'm sticking this along there. Hold on now. The one thing with glue guns is that you have to move quickly. If you don't move quickly, the glue sets really, really quickly before you've even had a chance to stick it onto anything. So you have to be mega, mega quick. And if you miss your boat, put a bit more safely where you need it to be. So there is my little fringe. That's my little grass. You could have it lower if you wanted to. It's absolutely, you could do bigger, you could do more layers. You can get as fancy as you want. So now we are going to make a flower to put inside. So I'm going to put that to one side for a moment. So what I've got here is I have got a lollipop stick. Fortunately, this one's green. It's my last green one, so the other two are purple. Now, what you could do, which is what I did on my example, is I painted the lollipop sticks green. But you know what? Doesn't really matter, because by the time you finish, you're not going to see much of this stick, which is representing the stem. So at the top of the stick, I have put a bit of double-sided sticky tape, which could also be some strong glue. So that's going to stick my flower head on in just a moment. For my flower head, I am using some cupcake cases. Now, don't worry. This is a fabulous way of doing this activity, but if you don't have any cupcake cases, you could just cut big circles out of cardboard, you know, light card, like this, or even tissue paper. But you might find if it's tissue paper, you might need a few layers to make it strong enough and to get the right effect. But it still works. But these are perfect because they're already cut into shape. So I'm going to start with a flowery one just because I want to, and along the edges I'm going to cut into the flower just around the edge, not all the way, and the edge like that. That's going to give it a nice effect in just a moment. That's number one. Number two cupcake case, I'm going to fold in half like this, and I'm going to trim around the edge, probably 1/2 centimetre, so that this one will be smaller than the first one. So I'm cutting in a semicircle. So it's still a circle, but it's a smaller circle, and I'm not going to trim this one around the edges. So that one's going to fit into the middle, and I can do that with some simple PVA glue. Put their glue on, and I can just put glue on the middle bit, that's fine, I don't need to do it all the way. and I have stuck that into the middle. Now, to give it some layers, I'm going to take another cupcake case, and in the middle you can see like the circle bit where you would put your mixture, you pour your mixture. That circle bit is the bit I'm going to cut out. So you've got an outline to follow, so it's really, really easy to be able to get a nice, neat circle shape. Go round in a circle like that. Perfect. Cut a circle, and I put my circle in the middle using my glue. I put that into the middle too. So now, because to make it really, really friendly and very, very fun, I'm going to put 2 little eyes and make them into flower people. Because why not? We're having fun. So I have got some goggly eyes. Now it's starting to get a bit easier to get craft materials online. It was very hard in the first couple of weeks because everyone had the same idea. But now Hobbycraft have lots of supplies. I got these goggly eyes from Tesco's, and the Works, you can get a few more things now. It's very hard to get things from the Works at first because they were selling out of everything, but it's getting a bit better now. So keep looking and making sure that your craft box is full of supplies, and of course hold on to your recycling because that comes in really, really useful. So I've got 2 little eyes there, and with the same pen that I wrote my special message on my grass with, I'm going to do a lovely, big, happy smile. So here is my lovely, smiley flower head. So we come back to the stem. I'm going to peel off now the double-sided sticky tape, and I can stick my flower head at the top of the stem. I'm going to add a couple of leaves. So I get the same piece of card. I'm going to fold a little bit in half, and I'm going to cut out a leaf shape. Now the reason I've folded it in half is because then both of your leaf shapes will be exactly the same size. So this is the kind of shape we're looking for. Just like that. So using either my PVA glue or my glue gum, I'm just going to stick the leaves on like that, and it just gives it that extra little flowery look. You can angle them if you want to, however you want to do it. And we have got our lovely little flower. Now where does the flower go? So we come back to our little flower garden, which is here. And remember the holes that we made? So what you're going to do is you're going to stick your flower into the hole. So you're creating a flower garden. Now about 3 works well with a 6-egg box. If you do more than 3, they're going to get really, really crushed and crammed. So I think 3 works really well. So just a little recap. We had our first case, and we did trimming around the edge. Then we made the next one a bit smaller. And we stuck that on. Brilliant. And we did a little circle. And we stuck that on. We added 2 eyes. And then, of course, we added a smile. You could do funny ones. You could do shocked, worried, scared. You know, whatever you want your flower garden to be, you can make it a really funny garden. You could even write a little story about your garden. You could sing some songs about your flower garden. You can have as much fun with your garden as you want to. You could add some little butterflies and bees to your garden. And of course, we've got our lollipop stick there. Brilliant. And add our leaves. Now, we absolutely love seeing what you've been getting up to at home. So if you try out this flower garden idea, we would love to see your creations on our Facebook page, Non-Stop Kids Entertainment. So if you go onto there, and you can see everything we've been getting up to and all different things you can watch, but also you could leave a photo of your fantastic creations, and we would love to see them. So our final one, there she is. We'll add our leaves. It's just cheeky. Well, it's been a bit of a rainy day today, and making something like this really makes you feel like you're in touch with the garden. And of course it is spring, isn't it, everybody? And we have been very lucky with the weather over the past few weeks. There you are. We put our third flower in. So I'm going to give you a little close-up. There you are. That's what we've made today. And that was our little practice garden. Got our little quotes on there. Aren't they fabulous? Wow. And if you have got all sorts of different patterns on your flower, on your cake cases, then you can make all sorts of different types of flowers and make it really, really super colourful. Fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed that, everybody. I know I have, and I really, really hope you give this a try and make your very own spring garden. And why not make two like me and have one for yourself and make one for someone very special. Thanks, everybody. If you've enjoyed that, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and if you can, visit our GoFundMe page. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye.